so much for joining us, sir. Now, you've just come out of a meeting with Tony Hayward himself, the BP CEO. What was discussed? What are your main concerns in general?
Well, I think the main concerns is definitely the fate of the BP TNK enterprise in Russia, because it hits the headline, and well, rightly so. We know that it has a rather complicated shareholder structure, but we are looking for, as also Russia looking in the EU, that is never any type of discrimination. And for me, it was very important to hear the latest development, because there is always commercial dispute between the shareholders, and it is definitely you need to find agreement yourself. But we should avoid that there is some elements that you say, well, it goes beyond the shareholder dispute, and I think it's very important that things are moving in the right direction. It's still not resolved, but it's impressions that things are going really in the right direction now.
We also heard from Rosneft's CEO saying that he would like a joint venture with the European Union, possibly refining in Europe with oil and gas coming from Russia. Is this a step in the right direction?
I think it is, because Russia is the biggest supplier for the EU, not only for gas but also for oil. And Rosneft was always very clearly saying that Europe is the main market that they are looking for, and cooperation with any of the EU companies would help really to get supplies to the refineries, and at the end of the day, the products to the consumers. So I think it's a very welcome step. But again, it is commercial issues that at the end of the day companies should decide themselves to merge or to participate in joint venture, because it is not politicians that should do, but we should definitely encourage more common developments between EU and Russia concerning energy companies.
Are you concerned that we may be in a bubble that's about to burst in terms of the price of oil and commodities in general, or are these high prices here to stay?
Well, impression is that it's not bubble, and that's what makes us worried. And I think I put also questions to chief executive officers today during the first session. What actually is driving price so high? We know that there have been some geopolitical tension, but not on the scale to really to drive so high. We know also that we have no physical disruption of supplies, so it's really worrying what is happening. I hope very much that there will be a downward trend. It can't go in one direction, because it makes consumers disbelieve the market. I think that is the worst thing that is happening, what is on the stake. And I believe for all the market participants, and particularly for suppliers, but also financial operators, refiners, it is very important that people trust in the market, that there is market forces, and in this respect, everybody now expects, and rightly expects, that prices should go down.
Commissioner, what can the EU do to protect itself, liberalize the markets, and also maybe ask foreign companies to come into Europe more aggressively?
Well, for the EU, I think what we have done is a basic step to use the scale and scope of EU. We have 27 countries with not, well, sometimes sufficient synergies. I would just mention one example. In aviation, Commission now comes with a proposal for so-called single skies. And if adopted, it will decrease consumption of oil in transport sector by 10%. These are the things we are looking for.
Commissioner.